Vitalik doing things. If you're on TikTok and you happen to see anything, it's just Vitalik Buterin doing some very funny stuff. So let's jump into it though. So tonight we're going over Ethereum. We're going to start with the basics. I've got some more advanced stuff. Let's jump in. Ethereum is a decentralized open source blockchain. Back in 2015, it was founded by Vitalik, and he was only 19 years old. He's a computer gamer, coder, and he's now one of the richest men on the planet. I personally would describe him as a genius savant. A fun little tidbit about this, Vitalik famously created Ethereum because while playing World of Warcraft, the company nerfed or made not so good a bunch of the items that he had worked really hard to get. And while most of us in high school were dating or doing sports or had a job, Vitalik only really played World of Warcraft. So he really thought that he had owned those items, he had worked for them, and famously he said he cried for 3 days straight. So that was his big high school breakup story, was him breaking up with his favorite video game in order to found Ethereum at the age of 19. So you can think of Ethereum as a kind of city that has its own currency called Ether. Ether is the currency of Ethereum. So when you say, how much is Ethereum worth today? That's technically not the right way to say it. You're supposed to say, how much is one Ether worth today? The city has its own taxes or transaction fees. We'll talk about Gwei in a second. And people are building cool things in that city. Decentralized apps, just like the apps on your smartphone, decentralized. They do this through a technology called smart contracts, which we learned about last night as we learned Solidity. A better way to say it is that Ethereum is just a big decentralized computer system where anyone can come and build on the blockchain using that smart contract technology. Smart contracts are just lines of code that are performed automatically and require no middlemen. I've heard a really good analogy is that it's like a vending machine. You don't need a cashier to sell you the soda pop. You put your money in, you get the soda pop. It's automatically done through code. To interact with that smart contract, though, every smart contract on the Ethereum blockchain, you have to pay a gas fee. Gas fees are paid to validators who validate the transaction. We'll talk about that in a bit. But basically, people with a good amount of Ethereum, with 32 Ethereum, can stake that to become a validator, which keeps the network intact and keeps them, they're invested, so they're incentivized to be truthful, and it keeps everybody honest. They receive their passive income, which right now is 7.5%, and you pay that fee in Gwei. Gwei is a smaller denomination of Ether. Wei is the smallest denomination, like cents are the smallest denomination to a dollar. Gwei just means gigawei. Basically, one Wei is one, how do I say the word? Quintillionth of, yes, 1/quintillionth of an Ether. And Gwei just combines the word giga and wei to be 1/billionth of an Ether. So I would like right now, if you can see my screen, I have a Gwei tracker. This tracks exactly how much it costs to be working right now. Please post in chat, screenshot if you have one yourself, or if you don't, feel free to go to DeFi Saver and download it. It's a Google Chrome extension, and it just shows me at all times the green gas can means it's a good time to buy because there's not a lot of congestion on the network, so validators are more likely to get to me sooner. I've seen
Hey,
this.
Sean.
Yes.
Hey, your stream is actually paused, buddy.
Oh, no. What slide am I on?
You're currently in no slides at the moment. You're not streaming.
No, let me try that again.
Let's take a quick look before we get going. There we are.
All right.
Good to go.
Where'd I leave you off?
We wouldn't have gotten any of the slides to begin with, and you would be talking about GWay and transaction fees.
Perfect. So, yeah. As we look at GWay, I would love it if you guys wanted to go ahead and go to defisaver.com. You can get that app. If you have a different one, feel free to post that. But screenshot, if you look at my screen before you do that, you'll see exactly, I have this little Chrome extension that allows me to see exactly what the current network fee is if I was to interact with any smart contract right now. I've seen this number go up to $500-600. The network got very congested back when the price of Bitcoin skyrocketed, the price of Ether skyrocketed up, close to $4,000. So go ahead and screenshot that right now and post that into chat. Nice. Illbill's got ETHmatic and AVAX trackers. Polygon tends to have very, very low. There's also a bot. Yes, you can use the bot that shows Ethereum gas as well. Polygon and AVAX tend to have much lower gas fees, but Ethereum is riddled with gas fees, so it's very important that you don't fight gas wars, is what the expression is among a lot of NFT groups. You don't want to be competing with everybody else to get validated. I've seen the best time to interact with a blockchain is usually on Sunday mornings. Actually, with 28 GWay right now as the current cost, now would be a great time if you have anything that you wanted to transfer or buy or send. Just a good practice to be in. So I want to talk about reading smart contracts. We went over this last night in class. We talked about this is a public message, but we talked about a public greeting, hello world. And much like JavaScript is used to create websites, Solidity is used to create smart contracts. Every blockchain has its own native language. Solidity is used for several chains, but Solana, for example, has Rust. That's the language that it speaks in. Still very similar words, still very similar structures, just a different way of doing it. And Rust is much harder. You can see a smart contract on a block explorer. A block explorer is just something that checks the blockchain and continuously updates its information as to what's going on chain. The one for Ethereum is etherscan.io. So I'm going to ask that you please go to etherscan.io, and I am going to post in chat one wallet. And I'm going to see if you can find that wallet and tell me how much money how many Ether are in that wallet. So I'll copy this address with this little copy clipboard right here, and I'll drop it into chat. Vintage asks, is there a Chrome extension? Yes, there is a Chrome extension. I don't use my phone so much, but I believe on phones you have to just do an app. Renato sees how much is in that. Very nice. Jangle's got it. You can see what their available balance is, correct. But what's the value of the whole wallet? The app, again, is called DeFi Saver. I would highly recommend using that. And there's Etherscan. Yep. Keen TT, I appreciate you letting us take a look inside your wallet right now, bud. Yes, the total value would be just over 2.5 million. If you come back to my screen, we'll look at what Etherscan is and how you can use this. As I scroll down, I can see all of the purchases, where they're coming from and where they're going to. I can see which block they were solved on, which block the transaction was happened on. And I can see approximately when they happened. You can see that he's sending a lot of stuff right now at about 0.05 to 0.1 ether, or 0.1 ether a piece. Just to let you know, I was able to discover that LooksRare was a little bit deceitful because I spent a little bit of time going through different wallets. And if you click from transactions into internal transactions, you can see things that are going on within the wallet. And if you ever see Tornado Cash in here, that usually means it's a hot wallet that somebody's trying to siphon some money through. You can also see ERC20 token as well as ERC721. ERC721 would be crypto, or would be NFT tokens. So we'll have a whole class and a deep dive on how to use Etherscan and how to track wallets through Etherscan, how to mint from the contract address in Etherscan. You do not have to use a minting website for an NFT project. You can just go right to here. But for now, this is just a nice little introduction. This is the Block Explorer, one of many block explorers for Ethereum. That was the most popular one, though. All right, and that's where the smart contracts are held. So another thing we can look at is Ethereum name services. If you're back on my screen. Ethereum name service is also called ENS. Just takes that long address. Oh, what does Tornado mean? Tornado Cash is a service, a smart contract service that will, when you send it to them, they'll charge you heckin' lots of fees, and they'll mix up all of your ETH with other people's ETH, and then they'll spit back out however much you put in minus fees, so that it makes it so that Ethereum is untraceable. Rug pullers do this, scam artists do this. Famously, Coltherium from Pungy Penguins did this to kickstart LooksRare. That was his seed investment round from LooksRare. So I am not suggesting that you avoid taxes. Let me put it that way. I am not suggesting that you tell the tax man your crypto fell off a boat. I would never do that. Anyway, Ethereum name service takes that long address that we all just looked at, and it allows you to rent, and I want to use that word very specifically. Yes, those are strategies to ignore, definitely. It takes this long OX, they're called, OX address, and it allows you to rent a specific name. ENS does not work for the Binance Smart Chain, but I will show you something better. The reason I use the word rent is on purpose. So I will tell you right now, you can tell my childish sense of humor, but I am the current owner of internetporn.eth. I purchased it for about, at the time, I think it was $70 for a 3-year contract to hold that. That is just something that I'm renting so that I can send that to people so they get a little blushy when I send them my wallet address. I will tell you that when Ethereum name service first came out, a lot of people bought a lot of different names hoping that one of them would hit. A few of them did hit. Famously, Budweiser paid over 100 ETH for beer.eth. And they now, yes, you can buy and trade ENS. You can buy and trade the contract, the rental contract for ENS, just like you would an NFT. They sell on OpenSea just like an NFT. When that contract expires, it's expired though. So you may notice that my name on the internet is SeanPennJr.crypto. That is because instead of doing Ethereum name service, I use Unstoppable Domains. Unstoppable Domains is just like ENS, but allows you to connect to many different blockchains, and you own it. I bought SeanPennJr.crypto for about $40 worth of, I think I paid in Ethereum, but I can now give SeanPennJr.crypto to anyone, and they can send me most currencies. They can send me ETH, they can send me Matic, they can send me Bitcoin. Whatever that wallet will take, they can send it. I believe you can set it up for the Binance Smart Chain, yes. And I own this. I will never lose my contract. I will never, have to rebuy it. This is mine. So I do know that ENS, when ENS came out, it was very popular for people because, let me go back to it, apps.ens.domains, because when I think it was December, right around Christmas time of last year, if you had purchased an ENS, anyone that had purchased an ENS automatically received airdrop from OpenDAO. So a lot of people got paid a lot of big money, which was a great secondary marketing round for them. But yes, I did pay in ETH. Correct. Yep. And that's called Unstoppable Domains. So ENS did a great job of marketing themselves, and everybody got paid in OpenDAO that had been trading on OpenSea. If you had been trading NFTs, then you automatically got, and you had an Ethereum name service, you automatically got some OpenDAO. And then also, if you had just been trading NFTs, you got some OpenDAO as well, which is the SOS token. But I personally would recommend Unstoppable Domains over Ethereum name service just because of the rental value. Why rent when you can own? All right. So can you please right now, I would like everyone in here to find out how much it costs to rent their name, their Discord name for 1 year. I'm going to go ahead and pick on Matthew. Oh, you have to type .eth at the end. And I can see that I could pay $40 right now to buy Matthew's name. Renato is taken. No, don't put .crypto. .crypto is for Unstoppable Domains. Try it on... Surfing Cowboy just leveled up. Nice. Try it on Ethereum name service. Renato.eth. Oh, somebody took your name, Renato. So here's what we do if we're in Renato's situation. Actually, go ahead and tell me what it costs, and then we'll see what we do in Renato's situation. Give you guys another minute. Come on, I want to give out some XP, people. Well, how much does your name cost on Ethereum name service? Let's check out Line Trash. Vintage. Oh, okay. So Vintage, I'll show you what to do now. Oh. Jangle's name's already taken. AAZ's name's already taken. Nice, guys, earning that XP. So here's what you do if your name's already taken. That means somebody has already minted that contract that will expire, so you could wait until it's available. Or you can head over to... Oh, see, right now I could buy Line Trash's name. I could pretend to be him. So all you do is head over to OpenSea and you can see, you can type in your name .eth and see who owns it. And right here I could see vintage.eth. It's owned by this wallet. So if I wanted to, I could make an offer on this. I know that he paid $40 for it. So if I offered him 80, he got a 2x. That would be awesome. Nice, Ill Bill. Yep. How much is Ill Bill? How much does your name cost? $50? All right, that's not bad. So if I wanted to, I could also go see what else this wallet owns. And as I said, a lot of people went hard on this. They bought a lot. Ableton is a famous music software. CVSHealth.eth. I mean, this person is hoping, to sell out to other projects. I will tell you that it is profitable if you're so inclined to buy the ENS service for different companies or different NFT projects. They will usually come to you and offer you something for them. This person is kind of weird. They go from Decoded and Apple Health to lesbians. Trillion.eth, that's not a bad one. But yeah, if you would prefer to do Unstoppable, yes, that's true. The shorter the name, the more expensive it is. That is true. The shorter the name, the more expensive it is. That's very accurate. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys one possibility of something you could do instead of having that long string of letters. You could just memorize, 2 words, put them together, .eth, boom. Cost you $40. I prefer Unstoppable domains, although I own both because they're cool and I like having cool stuff, especially when it comes to crypto. Crypto.crypto was taken very early on. X.crypto is taken. You can also do .x for Unstoppable domains. Here, I'll tell you what. I'm going to unshare my screen so I can log in and I'll show you guys. All right, I'm going to share my screen again so I can show you guys. So you can have .crypto, you can have .nft, you can have .x, you can have .wallet, you can have .bitcoin, you can have .dao, you can have .888, you can have .coin, or you can have .zil. Yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind rejoining my screen real quick. There we go. So these are all the different endings you can have. And for NFT projects, if you have the .nft for them, But I own Mr. Friday's music class. I own Mr. Friday. Oh, no, I don't own Mr. Friday's music. Oh, it's Mr. Friday's music class. But you can see the .x's are usually more expensive. The .cryptos are just as expensive. The .bitcoins are just as expensive. But when you get to .zil, not a lot of people use those. Not a lot of people use .nft. And you can even have .blockchain, but that's coming soon. Also, if you put in your name and you don't have a good, option, it's too expensive or it's just not available because somebody else is taking it. Let's try crypto.crypto because I'm sure that's been taken. Right? It'll have the, shield there that says it's protected. You can't do anything with it. You could get crypto.zil. Oh, nope. It's already been registered. It's got slash to it. But they'll have other options down below for what you can do. And they even do bulk searches, and they have a referral program. I recommend Renato.crypto is $9.99. Well, I better go buy it right now. Renato.crypto. Oh, man. There's a $10,000 price tag on the one I'm seeing here. Brutal. Renato's got a popular name. But yeah, that's everything for what you can do to make a cool username for your... I will tell you also, Sean Penn Jr. links to a website. I got seanpennjr.crypto. It actually links to a website. And it has a little picture of me, and you can use it as a browser website. I think I actually currently have it down. Just because I was never using it. But you can actually, and there's templates for it. It's kind of fun if you have an afternoon to get into it. So are these wallet addresses or real domains? They are wallet addresses. They are domains that send to a wallet. Illbill.blockchain is taken. So yeah, it's just a domain that sends to a specific wallet, has a certain function. But you can put on unstoppable domains, you can put right now it's mostly text and I think a couple of pictures. I do not believe you can do video. My plan for SeanPennJr.crypto is if you click on it, it'll just have a video of me dancing when they allow videos, when hopefully Thorchain gets their stuff together. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, like very, very cool option. And also makes you look very cool. I notice JangleLegJones.eth in the chat. It's just much easier to represent yourself when you say to somebody, "Hey, I want to send you this cool NFT. What's your OX?" And they say, "Look at my username." It's like it's a flex. But yeah, I have Ethereum name service, but I highly recommend unstoppable domains. I'm going to go ahead and move on now. We're going to jump into Ether and what Ether is used for. Ether can be used in the same way that any digital currency can, except that it has much higher transaction fees right now due to the congestion on the chain, because it is the most popularly spent crypto or transferred crypto. I personally have received Ether as payment. I've used to pay for goods and services like NFTs, and for people I pay. I've used it to swap for things, and I even used it initially to fund this project. Most blockchain devs prefer you to pay them in Ethereum. It's the currency of the blockchains right now. Yes, it's called an OX because your wallet every wallet on Ethereum starts with an OX. And it is very important that when you send somebody, when they ask for your Ethereum address, that's your Ethereum address. Other blockchains will have different addresses. So don't send your Solana wallet if you're getting Ethereum. So we can spend a little time on how you can spend or hold it. I'm going to assume everyone in here has a MetaMask wallet. So we don't really need to go into MetaMask too much. But if you do not, I am sure someone within the community would be more than willing to help you. MetaMask is just a hot wallet. You can see my MetaMask wallet right here. And within my MetaMask wallet, I have 5 different accounts that all have different things. This is the account I use for minting stuff. This is the account I use for paying people. And this is, hey, you just bought it. Very nice. Hey, let's give Illbill some XP there. But this is the account that is my, what I hold everything. I hold my cat blocks, my clementines, my ultra miners, my undead blocks. This is where my bragging, my safe one is. All right. On top of Ethereum, just like we said, it was a city. We can build decentralized applications using that smart contract language called Solidity. You would think this is very complicated, but really the idea is more complicated than the execution, and I'll explain why in a minute. Decentralized applications are just like the normal apps on your phone, except that they are decentralized, meaning they're not owned by any single entity, and they do not require any human interaction or intervention. They are just based on certain code. So like a normal dApp checks an ISP and then goes to a data center. All other dApps check each other through an ISP. Not all other dApps. dApps in general check each other through an ISP, Internet Service Provider. dApps are available on almost every layer 1 blockchain. There are dApps for Solana. There are dApps for AVAX. There are dApps for pretty much every blockchain, layer 1 blockchain out there. But let's go over some of them. I'm sure all of you know about OpenSea. It's a marketplace for buying and selling NFTs. It's just like eBay, right? You're selling an item. It happens to be a piece of digital art with a smart contract connected to it that allows you to be a member of a community. You can bid on items. You can create digital assets straight in OpenSea. I will show you right now. Actually, I won't show you the whole process. But basically, if you hit create up here in the corner and sign the contract through OpenSea, you can drop in any image, name the image, make a link for it, give it a description, and then mint it on Polygon for free. You can even set your supply up to, I think, 1,000. It might be 10,000. It'll do it wrong if I don't. But you can go and create right now your own collection. I will show you that is how I made my Valentine's Day cards this year. I just created a Polygon NFT on OpenSea. It only lives on OpenSea. It will not transfer out of OpenSea if you do it for free. And if OpenSea ever goes down, it will go away too. But yeah, you just go to create, put in whatever image you want, and the first crypto college. I can put it in a collection if I want to. I can create a collection. That would be like I made my Valentine's Day 2022 cards collection. Right? I can have the supply. I'll set this one to 1, and I'll create. Check that I'm not a robot. Find all the crosswalks. Boom. I've just created an NFT. Very nice. I'm going to send this actually to one of you at the end of class, so stay tuned. Let's go into the other dApps that you can look at on Ethereum. Oh, that's what OpenSea looks like. I changed my background color to black, but yours is probably white. You can change it to black if you want. It's in your settings. Uniswap is the most used dApp on Ethereum, or I shouldn't say that. I should say it this way. The most amount of transaction fees that have ever been paid on the Ethereum blockchain have gone towards paying for transactions on the dApp Uniswap. That's how I should say it. And Uniswap just allows you to transfer Ethereum into any other currency. That's all it does. It's called a DEX, a decentralized application. It's called an automated protocol as well, automated moneymaker. And it was built by the Uniswap company. They then distributed their tokens as their governance token. Super easy. And the governance token itself, about 2 years ago maybe, was sitting at, I don't know, maybe $5, and it went up to like $50, and now it's down to, I think, around $20 to $30 range right now. I haven't checked recently, but they've had some good price action, and they are the most powerful DEX right now, the most used DEX. They beat out PancakeSwap. They beat out everybody. Here's what it looks like. You can swap ETH and then just select the token you want to swap it into. You can do this on a CEX, a centralized exchange as well. But a DEX allows you to do any token. So if a token, like another company gives you a token address and they want you to buy their native token with Ethereum, you could just put that token address where it says select a token and it'll transfer it in. Aave is a great option if you have Ethereum. If you don't want to spend your Ethereum, you can provide liquidity to the network. Wow, Uniswap is under $10. Never mind. Oh, it might have pumped to like $30 and then dropped to $10. Yes. Thank you for checking for me, Matthew. Aave is an automated money market protocol. It allows you to provide liquidity and receive passive income. Much like the validators receive passive income, you're staking your ETH with some other pairing, say ApeCoin. And people want to buy ApeCoin, and they've got the Ethereum to do so. So they buy ApeCoin. You've got the Ethereum. They swap it out for that. You're providing liquidity. Liquidity just means you can buy or sell something at the exact moment. Or that's not what it means, but it's a good way to think about it. So I would suggest that the NFT market does not have any liquidity, as you have to put it up for sale and then wait for an individual to buy it from you. So right now, if you want to go ahead and solve the liquidity problem in the NFT market and have an automated money market protocol for NFTs, I think you'll make a bunch of money. You can solve that problem. Aave looks like this. You can just search which pairings are the best ones to throw in. Search what your APY is for staking that thing. And not amazing percentages on the APY, right? You'll see on the stable coins they get a little more. But overall, very safe way to stake your Ethereum. All right, the last thing I want to talk about before we get into the more extreme hardcore stuff is gaming dApps. Illuvium is an example of one type of game. It's a fantasy role-playing game, but there are first-person shooters. There are play-to-earn games. There are open-world games. We have a whole Kahoot coming up on, or lesson, I should say, coming up on just gaming dApps, because there's a lot of cool stuff going on. LooksRare is another version of OpenSea. It's a little bit more of a decentralized version of OpenSea. But I will tell you, I did do a deep dive into LooksRare, and there's a lot of funny business going on. So even though everybody hates OpenSea, yes, Illuvium shot up in price. And they've been quiet for a while, which is a great time to start looking into buying things. When they're not making announcements, that means they're all working. They're not just going to disappear. They've got a ton of money and a ton of great talent on their team. So, but if we're talking about LooksRare I did a deep dive on, and personally, I do stake my LooksRare. I do own some, but I would highly encourage that you do your research on that. LooksRare has a lot of transactions happening all at the same time every hour at the top of the hour, which is indicative to me of some sort of manipulation. Also, Colethereum, who, if you see this little penguin right here, this little guy right here, Colethereum was the leader of the Pudgy Penguins community, and he was kicked out of that community after he tried to sell the empty shell of the project to the leader of OpenDAO, the guy who gave everybody that bought an ENS a bunch of money or traded on OpenSea. I would look into LooksRare before you start staking on there. They do give out pretty good APY, though. It's a 200% APY. Yeah, there's always drama in NFTs, right? So let's talk now about the downsides of Ethereum. Blockchains tend to have a triangle of I'm blanking on the word. They need three things, and they can only have two of those things, right? And that is scalability, security, and speed. And unfortunately, the trilemma, thank you, Crypto Ralphie. That was a cobweb in my head. So Ethereum's downside is its scalability. As the network continues to increase, there's more congestion on that network. And that a lot of people have said that's a scaling issue. Famously, Ethereum will switch to proof of stake, which we'll get to in a moment. And that's called the beacon chain. Scalability, security, and decentralization. I think I said speed. You're right. Scalability, security, and decentralization. Blockchains like Solana, right, are much more scale. They have much lower fees. They claim to be more scalable. They claim to be faster. We can debate as to their centrality. Decentralization is kind of a spectrum. So it's difficult to say what the size they are right now, and they're super minority. But long story short, Solana purposefully sacrifices security in order for speed and cheapness. Their gas fees are fractions of a penny. All the big boys still play on Ethereum, though. Again, this is like comparing cities. Memphis might be beautiful, it might be cheaper, but New York City is where all the fat cats go. So you can think of that kind of difference if that helps you. Time cost quality triangle. I love that. My old boss said you can either have it cheap and fast, fast and good, or cheap and good. But you can't have all three. The other side to Ethereum is, if anybody loves the drama, in 2016, a group of hackers stole $64 million worth of Ethereum, which at the time Ethereum was around $150 or so. So the founder, Vitalik Buterin, thought it was best to reset the clock on the network to before the hack occurred and patch where the hack could have been exploited. He did this kind of hard-handedly, which caused several people within the project to leave the project and create their own projects. One of those was Charles Hodgkinson, who created Cardano. The other is Gavin Wood. He stayed on for a little bit longer, but eventually left. Gavin Wood, who created the language Solidity. Gavin then founded Polkadot, which is a layer 0 blockchain. It sits underneath layer 1 blockchains and connects all the layer 1 blockchains. So by resetting that clock, ETH has not been the same since Gavin left. I am a huge fan of Gavin Woods. I've read his book. He's incredibly thoughtful in his presentation of things. But this created kind of a new Ethereum, that had a clock reset on it, and then the old Ethereum. We call the old Ethereum Ethereum Classic. At the time that this happened, this was as argumentative as XRP Army, I would say as XRP Army versus like Chainlink Army. Like nobody liked each other on either side. It was back when 4chan was really kind of picking up steam, and there was bloodbaths in the forums of people calling each other out and giving good arguments on both sides. But still to this day, there are people that think Ethereum Classic is the only thing that really matters, and that further evidence of that is that all the people that left the project and the fact that Ethereum is now switching to proof of stake. So basically what that means, that not that Gavin, not Hooli Gavin from Silicon Valley. Yeah, Gavin Wood. Let's get a picture of him, actually. This guy. It's a smoke show, huh? So they had to create what they call a fork. A fork is when you change the rules of the blockchain. They changed the rules a little bit by patching the way that the hackers could have gotten the hack. And that fork creates a new chain. So here's the old chain still plugging along, still being useful, still possible to be used, but everybody just ported over to the new chain. Most recently, Richard Hart has forked Ethereum to create Pulse Chain, which this is, I'm not suggesting in any way that you ever invest in that, but that's the most recent, I believe, the most recent Ethereum fork. But yeah, Ethereum Classic is used far, far less than Ethereum is. So the next evolution of Ethereum is Ethereum 2.0. Ethereum will go from proof of work to proof of stake. It's not called Ethereum 2.0. We got in trouble. The entire Ethereum, people were told not to call it that because they would think it would be another fork. It is a fork, but it is switching to proof of stake, but it's still the same old Ethereum. You will not lose any of the Ethereum you have. this is in an attempt to try to increase the size of the network. Not only will Ethereum be proof of stake, but they'll also add 64 other chains, side chains, to the blockchain, decreasing the congestion on the one chain that is currently now Ethereum. Instead, we'll have 64 concurrent chains, one main chain, and then 64 side chains. And it will also possibly make Ethereum deflationary, meaning that more Ethereum is burned than is created. Right now, to create one Ethereum, you need those ASIC miners that we talked about with Worm Man last Friday night, or GPUs, I should say. Most people use GPUs, but you can use those ASIC miners as well. They do have ASIC miners just for the Ethereum algorithm. But when they switch to proof of stake, nobody will be allowed. I hope it reduces gas fees. Good point. Yes, the sharding behind it is pretty cool too. Renato, a lot of people think that we're going to get Solana level gas fees on Ethereum. We will not. The gas fees will be reduced, but not that drastically. I still recommend using a layer 2 solution like Polygon or Arbitrum. You can bridge your tokens over to Arbitrum, get super, super cheap gas fees, and then bridge them back. You could do the same thing for Matic. These are layer 2 solutions that sit on top of Ethereum and allow you to send things. Think of it like instead of sending your letter through the mail, you put your letter in a package with 50,000 other people's letters, and we all send it as one thing. That's an easy way to think about it. It's not 100% accurate, but that's a pretty solid way to think about it. So yeah, we went over proof of work versus proof of stake. I love this picture. Is that stake real? I know it's not, but the stakers, again, that validate the network get paid out a nice passive income. So I highly recommend, if you have your crypto and it is a proof of stake network, I highly recommend you stake it, especially if you plan on holding it for a long time and not spending it. You can buy Ether on a bunch of different exchanges, from Binance to Coinbase. I know everybody uses Coinbase for some reason. Binance is the most used centralized exchange. And I believe that if there's anybody that could beat Ethereum, I believe Binance, the BNB coin, will see nice price action. I highly recommend KuCoin, and I highly recommend that you do not verify yourself on KuCoin, as how do I say this? The tax man cometh. But yeah, you can keep them in a hot wallet, your Ether in a hot wallet, just like, I have some Ether in here. But I would highly recommend you get a hard wallet. A hard wallet is just an extra layer of security. Again, I'm looking at a couple of them on my desk right now that I don't want still in the wrapper. I want to send them out to you guys, so get those invites in. As we know, you can also get the Trezor hard wallet. Trezor was actually hacked 2 days ago. Their client emails were sent out. Their client email accounts were discovered or whatever, uncovered, and all of their clients were sent out emails saying there's something wrong with your hard wallet. Please click here. Please enter your password. And bada bing, bada boom. So yeah, still be very careful when you have a hard wallet. It's not just set it and forget it. You still want to make sure you're reading emails, that you want to know what to go. You can buy and trade on KuCoin with no KYC. And is there any limitations to when KYC would be required? It is currently set up like Gate.io used to be set up. We won't ask because no one's told us to ask you yet. Yep. KuCoin's not a UK company. If you can get your stuff in there, which you can. Yes, there's less leverage allowed. Crypto Ralphie. If you guys don't know, Crypto Ralphie will be here tomorrow night to review tokenomics. I highly recommend you come tomorrow night. Yes, KYC means know your customer. And it's when they basically just, tattletale on you to the big tax man. They have crazy fun gambling games. Good to know. Very cool. So just because you have a hard wallet does not mean that you can get rid of it. And some wallets that you can hold in will give you automatic income, as they will put it to a lending pool, or they'll automatically stake for you. For example, Voyager, you can get, I think, 7% on your Ethereum just for using their platform as a wallet. But you're leaving it on the exchange with them. So again, I would hardcore recommend that you get a hard wallet and you put things in there. I have seen multiple hacks in my day of people losing 5 figures in one missed click, which I don't know about you guys, but I've clicked on a lot of wrong stuff in my life. So it's no secret that Ethereum has done really well in the past 7 years. It is probably one of the best performing assets of all time in the past 7 years. But as far as the speed of the price action, it's probably one of the best performing assets of all time. It was originally around $10 per Ether, and 1 Ether is currently just hovering around $3,000. So you can track the prices on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. If you have not done that, I'm going to go right now into CoinGecko, and we're going to take a quick look at this. Boom, cryptocurrency prices by market cap. I actually know someone who will be creating a decentralized coin tracker, specifically for the reason that if we go to CoinMarketCap and we scroll down, hold on, does it not scroll down? It is on mobile. Oh, I have not done my homework. You can get to a trending tab on here. I forget how to do it. I don't use this anymore. But if you want to see the trending cryptos, you would think that that means what is trending, but it is not. It is not. Oh, trending. It's right here in front of me. My God, my guys. Somebody. Oh, boy. It's been a long day. So this trending tab is total nonsense. This is pay to play right here. Yeah. None of this is real. These are not things that you want to make financial decisions based on. If you see, oh, wow, they're trending. Like Shiba had a great pump today because they were just listed on Robinhood today. But, if you didn't catch that or whatever. But most of these, if you see smaller name stuff on here, it's pay to play. And they pay, I forget what the number was, but it's in 5 figures. It's a lot. So I personally, when I found that out, when I learned about that, I stopped using CoinMarketCap, although it is quite easy to just check on, today's winners and losers, most visited, etc. They also have a spotlight tab, which is super misleading. You would think trending is actually trending and that spotlight is what's paid to play, but both of them are pay to play. So that concludes our first blockchain course. What do I want to see market cap like value-wise? How does market cap affect a coin? That's a great question. A lot of people think that a large market cap is harder to move. You need more money to move that market cap. I personally think that a large market cap is that's the better way to think about it, a safer investment, as you have larger liquidity usually within it. You have, there are instances of people, minting a coin, putting $10 million behind it, and now all of a sudden it's got a $10 million market cap. But for the most part, when you look at top 100 coins, you're going to see that they have larger market caps, and I personally like larger market cap projects, getting in on them, when they're obviously a smaller market cap. But if you're going on PooCoin and looking up, $10,000 market caps, chances are they're going to, use you as exit liquidity is what it's called. Trying to get out of their positions. A larger market cap means that founders put cash liquidity into the coin. No, a larger market cap just means there's more money on the network. That there's been more purchase of Ether than there has of Avalanche. So more Ether is used more. There's more Ethereum out there, value-wise. So it has a larger market cap. For example, the market cap of Walmart is bigger than the market cap of my local, whatever it is, 5 and below. They have more money. They've been in business longer. So the current market cap on Ethereum is $367 billion. Just as a last little point that I wanted to say before we get into any questions that you might have, as Ethereum switches from proof of work to proof of stake, this might be what is called a buy the rumor, sell the news event, as a lot of people are very excited, and I have talked to a lot of people that are misled about what's going to happen when proof of stake comes out. Vitalik has said that people need to be patient, and several of the other devs within the Ethereum Foundation have said that there's too much going on, that they're trying to fix too many things, and that there's too much overhead is what I've heard it referred to as within the new network. And personally, I'm a proof of work kind of guy, but there seems to be a lot of consensus that not only will Ethereum outperform Bitcoin in the second phase of the bull run, if we ever see it, or in the next bull run when it comes, but it will, simply based on the fact that it is becoming deflationary, will drive a lot of hype and will drive a lot of investment value, as people consider it now just as safe as Bitcoin and just as proven as Bitcoin, but a alternative to it. So if a token releases on ETH, its market cap is ETH. It's a coin released on Solana, its market cap of Solana. Nope. If a coin is released on ETH, if somebody creates an ERC20 token, for example, Hex is an ERC20 token. I don't mean to, I shouldn't talk about it, but let's take another ERC20 token. ApeCoin. If ApeCoin is released on using the Ethereum blockchain, using the standard of a token release on Ethereum, the ERC20 standard, its market cap is its own. It is now a new fork of Ethereum. It is a new thing that is being used in the specific use case within the city that is Ethereum. All right, does that answer your question? And a larger market cap does not mean that the founders put cash behind it. They can do that. Certain projects, especially back in 2016 and 2017, when they were gearing up for alt season, they would just put the team themselves would just put a ton of money behind the liquidity of the network, and all of a sudden you saw, oh, it's got a huge market cap. Oh, it made these huge gains. Oh, it's going to be the next Bitcoin, and that drove marketing and allowed them to pull their money out plus some of your money. Yeah. MC is very artificial. You can create AAZ coin and trade it between wallets so it can have a huge market cap but no users. Yep, it's got a lot of transaction volume. It's got a lot of money behind it, but it's just AAZ trading it between his two wallets. So that'll get a lot of eyes on you. That'll get a lot of marketing done for you if you want. And there has been a lot of that in the crypto space. A lot of that, of manipulation of psychology, because people don't really invest in tech in this market. People invest to get rich in this market. And it's very easy to convince people that something is a good play without them actually doing any research into the tech behind it. So yeah, you can feel free to unmute if you have a question, or just ask in chat if you don't want to have your voice heard. But I appreciate you guys rolling with the punches tonight. Just to let you know, Jasa will be here on Thursday night to give his red flags for NFT projects class. And nice, there's a sneak peek. NFT Project Analysis 101. And go ahead, Surfing.
I could invite people.
All right, I do have a task for us when Moon. Yeah. Ethereum has done really well already so far. So.
Hey, Sean.
Yes.
Hey, Bill, man. I actually, my Discord cut out as you were kind of explaining how market cap is determined on a coin.
I took her in the big ass yours.
So market cap has to do with the amount of money behind the project. So you can even refer to that as the market cap of Walmart. You can say the market cap of the gold market.
But what do we mean by behind the project? What does that exactly mean?
How much is out there? How much value is out there?
How much coin has been purchased already?
Correct.
So to start the project, when a market cap starts at the beginning of a project, that means that the people that founded it or whoever have already bought enough coin to back it.
Yes, they usually have like a vesting schedule, and they've given out to venture capital firms that supported them as they built the project. So they'll say to the venture capital firm, "We'll give you 60,000 coins if you give us $60,000." And that means the venture capital firm got in for $1 per coin, so they're incentivized now to drive the price up to be above that. When they release it, recently we saw WAPFI release, and their market cap, I think, did very, very well in a very short period of time. But yeah, and that's usually what happens. Sometimes it happens organically, although very rare nowadays. With Bitcoin, it happened organically. But nowadays, there's a lot of marketing and manipulation that goes on. So most of the time, it's venture capital firms or private individuals.
Very cool. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that.
No problem. Anybody else has a question? Projects on Ethereum right now need to upgrade or do something when Ethereum 2.0 comes out? Nope, it's ported over. You don't have to do anything. Except I would recommend buying more. It'll also allow people with less than 32 Ethereum to stake and support the network. Anybody can stake. You'll get it's possible right now. If you have less than 32, you can create a smart contract with a group of friends to collect that 32 and then all stake it together and all receive 7.5%. But you won't need to do that on a proof of stake network. Decentralized market cap app will tackle what issue? Let me see. So the person that I was talking about is creating a decentralized coin tracker so that there's no sort of pay to play. There's no company behind it. It will have its own token and its own kind of system. The way he was explaining kind of lost me. But long story short, it's just taking the corruption, the manipulation out of it. A decentralized market cap app. Do you mean by that a coin tracker? A coin tracker wouldn't really help when a coin has a market cap. It's got that market cap, and then you can, if it's an ERC20, go into the block explorer, etherscan.io that we looked at before, and you can see exactly what's going on. You can see there's one transaction from one wallet that's related somehow to the founder's wallet, and that's all the money that there is for the project. I'm not going to put my money in that because he's going to pull it out with my money on top of it. I do have one last task. I did tell you guys one of my wallets. That is one of my wallets. So I'd like you now to go tell me how much Ether I have in that wallet and how much that wallet. Yeah, you want my seed phrase too? I think everyone in here knows by now, but do not ever give your seed phrase to anyone, ever. It's not going to look good in your browsing history. Very nice. That is how much Ether I do have in that wallet. Nice job, Renato. And let's do that together for those of you that forgot. So we go to etherscan.io and we can just type in internetporn.eth. Again, I'm using my ENS.
11 time he says that.
I'm using my ENS, my Ethereum name service, to link that to the address that it resolves to. And I can see exactly how much Ethereum I have in that account. Very nice. I didn't mention it before, but if you'd like, you can also look at the tokens, the ERC20 tokens and the ERC721 tokens that I have in this wallet. You can see all of my different NFTs. You can see the different tokens I have added.
Okay.
I'm just not.
All right.
You need the other pills of crypto.
Do I have any other questions before we sign off for tonight? I have one more task for us, actually. I forgot about. I said we were going to do it, so let's do it. Would you please now go to the DApp OpenSea, click Create, and then create a free NFT of your profile picture.
What if it already exists?
Ooh, we've got somebody that already exists. Just feel free to post it to chat. You can create as many as you'd like that are the same exact thing, but I'm going to, again, name it, put the description in that I want. I'm going to have you can put the supplies as many as you want. Send them to your friends if you'd like. Go to the Polygon network and click Create. Check that you're not a robot and make sure you know what a traffic light is. And when you've got it, post the link in chat. Maybe I'll make an offer. Cool. AAZs. Very nice.
What are we supposed to click on, Sean? And when we're on the OpenSea page?
Create. Upper right-hand corner, create. Do you have an OpenSea account already, Bill?
I do.
Cool. Then, yeah, just click create. Drop in any image. You can also do video, short videos or short audio clips. Just has to be less than 100 megabytes, which is quite quick. It's like 5 seconds video, 5 seconds audio. Can I explain what wrapped ETH is? So yes, wrapped ETH is you are wrapping your Ethereum to send it on the layer 2 solution. And then you can unwrap it to send it back on the layer 1. So you wrap it up. Think of an actual coin. You're going to wrap it up in tinfoil so that you can send it on the Polygon highway. And you don't have to pay those extreme gas fees that are on Ethereum.
Like, remember using Rapster on Napster so you could send other kinds of files?
Exactly. For those of you interested, though, it doesn't really make sense to wrap your Ethereum just to send it to somewhere else because you still have to pay the swap fee to wrap it and then to unwrap it. So you might as well just pay the gas fee. What wrapped Ethereum is used for a lot is making offers on OpenSea. People offer on paying in wrapped Ethereum because then they don't have to pay the gas fee. Instead, you have to pay the gas fee then to unwrap it. Yeah, it's used for bidding on OpenSea because there's very, very low. Django Leg Jones, very nice. A one of George Floyd. Yeah, if somebody's making you offers in wrapped Ethereum, it's usually not a great idea to do it. Nice. You just created a screenshot of yourself in what metaverse is that? Vintage.
Oh, Meta Broken C's not working. Oh, for me.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Nice. That's in the sandbox. Very cool. And now your profile picture is your NFT. You have an NFT of either your profile picture of some cool thing. And again, just like I did for Valentine's Day, you can send it to whoever you want and they have it in their wallet. When you send it, it will appear in someone's hidden tab. I'll check my hidden tab right here and you can see I get sent stuff all the time. I do not interact with anything unless I know where it's coming from. Some of these can have malicious. In fact, this one right here does. It has unlockable content in it, and the metadata has been frozen, so it can't be altered. So chances are this is not something that I want to interact with in any way. So I just leave it in here. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. All right, and then if I scroll down and looking at my NFTs, I can see that I have made
Is that Laslan's Club?
Yeah.
this one before. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one out, this one that I just created. Again, this is like a totally valueless, but it's just a cool thing to be able to do, to make your own NFTs. You also can create them on the Ethereum blockchain, but to interact with the Ethereum blockchain, you're going to have to pay those gas fees, and it won't have a contract behind it unless you set one, so it's best to not do that. But this is just like a cheap little fun way you can first start to look at NFTs. So I'm just going to do a random number generator. Let's check how many people we got. All right, and I'm going to roll the die. Here we go. Random number 1 through 15. And Rayward. If you want to send me your wallet address, I'll send you over the first ever knowledge chain NFT on Polygon. Other than that, everybody receives some XP for jumping into class today. I appreciate you guys all being here. Tomorrow night, we will have Crypto Ralphie. He just had to go. But Crypto Ralphie will be here tomorrow night to go over tokenomics and what to look for when investing in new tokens. He did a deep dive on ApeCoin and called that price action pretty close. He knew what was going to happen as far as not only what venture capital firms have, how many allocation of tokens, what their vesting schedule is, when those tokens will be released, but beyond that to who's receiving those tokens, all that good stuff. So, all right. A little bit more to fill in. Josso will be giving his red flags an NFT projects presentation on Thursday night. And then Friday, we'll be having a quick class with a pizza party afterwards. Everyone will receive one slice of pizza in the form of an NFT. And we'll be playing a little bit of a game. We're gonna give out some XP for whoever wins our game, our tournament. But you'll have to show up to see it. You can send it, Rayward, you can send it to me. So click on my name and DM me your wallet address, and I'll send that right over. All right. So I hope you guys are excited for Ethereum 2, or as we should call it now, the Beacon chain. But yeah, it'll be a normal Ethereum, just proof of stake now. Gas will be a little bit cheaper, and with that deflationary and the size of the network and the amount of hype that's around, I would assume that if you were looking at investing in Ethereum, not financial advice, but now would be a very good time. Dr. K, love the Audi. He's got the otters. Nice.
Oh, we actually have 3 servers together.
Say it again.
I just said thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, great to have you guys tonight. Great to have you. And Rayward, you've got that in your wallet now.
Huh.
Instructions unclear. You messed up when I said to buy ETH and you bought Shiba. I hope not. Shiba pumped 20% today. That means tomorrow might be a red day for them.
So I've got to go back to wallets.
Itadori. Very cool, Renato. Very cool. For those of you interested in getting more into creation of NFTs, we will have a NFT artist, as well as a Blender artist, as well as a 3D artist coming on to give a lesson on how to create using free online software to create your NFT art. So keep posted for that. But yeah, I'm gonna leave that Kahoot open for another, I don't know, 20 or so minutes, and then I'm going to close the Kahoot, and I'm going to post our next Kahoot, which is just a Kahoot on all things Ethereum. So everything we went over tonight, if you were, not clear on a couple of things, or if you really know this stuff, you can fly right through it and get that best score. Top 10 people get an XP drop. I love the emoji. That's a cute Shiba emoji. Nice, dropped $1,000 in. You're already down $64. The Kahoot is if you go scroll down below class chat where we are right now and go to event announcements. You'll see the Kahoot challenge. Looks like that. And yeah, top 10 people get XP drop. I think right now, I forget who's in first, but Renato, I think you might be in first place. We'll see. We'll see. All right. If there are no more questions, feel free to ask your last questions if you got any.
I showed up a little late. Would you mind going through everything again? I'm kidding.
Yeah, sure. Let me start from the beginning.
Appreciate it.
You guys out on the West Coast got it easy. It's 1:15 midnight here. 22 past midnight here. And if you guys want, since my stream is still running, I'll talk very, very briefly about one NFT project. So this is Alethea.ai. And you can see that not only is it a video, it's a graphic that's moving, but it also has audio. Kind of a cool thing. And what this does is this allows you to merge. You build the personality using a training grounds that they've created, and their WTP3 AI, which is the same AI function that's in Siri, allows you to train it to speak in a certain way, with a certain dialect, with a certain vernacular. And so, for example, a friend of mine, zombie.wtf, is training his to be like a snobby Kevin O'Leary. And then I can merge this intelligent NFT with any other NFT and just put it in any metaverse. Or I can't put it in any metaverse. I can only put it in their metaverse, I'm sorry. In the Noah's Ark metaverse. So what does that mean? So that's a lot to take in at once. So we're going to take this. We're going to create a personality on it. It's going to have its own AI. You could talk back and forth to it, right? And put it in some metaverse. So what this means is that we could aggregate everything that we know about Wolfgang Mozart. And we could put this version of Mozart's personality into a picture of Mozart or a 3D rendering of Mozart. And we could go ask Mozart, what does he think about the Iraq War? What does he think about Russia invading Ukraine? What does he think about, are we going to get to Mars? Things outside of the realm of his possible imagination at the time that he existed. Again, it wouldn't be actually him, but an AI that has tracked everything that we know about him. You could ask Abraham Lincoln, what do you think about the current American government? You could ask George Washington, hey, what do you think about, the current American government? You could ask anybody in past, which I'm getting a little bit out there, but there's a company called Metascanner from Meta Heroes, and they will scan your body to give a 3D rendering of you that you can use as an avatar in the metaverse. You could then train one of these pods, which takes a while to do. You have to go through a whole process, but I'll show you the website. But you could train one of these pods to be you. And then you could exist, not your consciousness, but your personality could exist in a physical representation of you for forever. For forever. How sick is that? So here's mine right here. And I can upgrade it to a newer level, which makes it much easier to train. I can stake it to receive some of their alley credits, which helps me upgrade it better. But I'll show you a recording that I've made.
Hey, Sean, is there any way you could post a link to that in the general chat or something?
Sure.
Awesome, thanks.
I'll post it in class chat. I am not recommending that you go buy these. The mint price was 0.07 ETH, I think, and it's currently 0.25. It is not a bad time to buy, as they've had a lot of stagnation. There's their website, alethea.ai. But I'll just quickly show you guys what it's like if we were to put it in Van Gogh.
Hello, I am the digital representation of Vincent van Gogh, and in the future you will be able to talk to me in the metaverse.
To be clear, that's an AI that was trained to talk this way, to introduce himself. All right? That's not me recording it through some voice changer or tracking a face with a camera or anything like that. This is a piece of art that looks like Van Gogh that has been trained. I did not actually aggregate everything about Van Gogh. I just did the most basic level 1, I'm not paying the level 3s to actually aggregate all that information for you and scour the internet for everything about Van Gogh. They're a fortune. And the actual image of Van Gogh themselves, they're even more expensive. We're talking millions. But let's look.
Hello, I am the digital representation of Vincent van Gogh, and in the future you will be able to talk to me in the metaverse. I will be used to recreate my personality so you can see what I am really like.
And we could check out Mozart. So, for example, you could train that AI to make new music that has never been created for in the style of Mozart, based on everything we know about Mozart. Nearly indistinguishable to anyone that has studied Mozart from something he might have actually written. Let's check that out.
Hello, I am Mozart. You could even use my eye to create new music in my style. This is amazing.
And again, I haven't actually trained these as they should act. That's not what Mozart would actually sound like or behave like. For those of you that don't know, Mozart was on the spectrum. But you could, if you wanted to, get a level 3 pod and aggregate all that information to actually have him be representative of what his actual personality was, which he's a hoot. If you've ever read anything about Mozart, he's a crazy person. He's very interesting. But here's what a Bored Ape Yacht Club would be if you merged a Bored Ape Yacht.
Hello, imagine bringing your NFT to life using AI. That would be pretty cool.
That made him pretty boring, but yeah. So Alethea AI is a pretty cool project. They are a NFT project building out their metaverse called Noah's Ark, based on the lore that we all come from Noah's Ark after the flood. But you can see, their price action that they have had their dips and peaks, and I would say if you're looking, but again, not financial advice. And to me, this is not an investment. This is just something cool that I'm making, that I'm going to make like a crypto help desk guy. So if you guys have questions and I'm not around, you could ask a version of me, like any questions. But yeah, kind of a cool concept. And hopefully one day Meta Hero invites me to go get a body scan of myself, and I can put the INFT into a version of myself, and my great-great-great-grandchildren can ask me what it was like growing up outside of New York City in the 90s.
That is insane, Sean. I feel like I'm looking at the future, man. You showing me this and telling me this.
And that's cool stuff.
It's unbelievable. It's crazy. That's AI. It's artificial intelligence. But like now it's in the NFT world too. It's cropped into Web3. That's insane.
Have you seen Altered Carbon?
I'd heard about that. I've never actually looked it up.
The first season on Netflix, it's on there. It's pretty cool, and they've got an AI that's basically that of Edgar Allan Poe. It's cool. Totally reminds me of this.
What did you say it was called?
Altered Carbon. It's a Netflix.
Yeah, it's based on a book
Netflix
series.
Somebody had told me I should watch this, and I had totally forgotten about it until right now. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, no problem.
But yeah, I will say the downsides, again, I always like giving, the double-edged sword. The downsides of Alethea AI is, first of all, the company is run out of Istanbul, which means that their Discord is dead. The hours that they're on, there's not a lot of people in that part of the world that are in this market, and they do not have mods that are American time zones or European or Asian time zones. So their Discord's pretty dead. On top of that, I will say that I see a lot of their marketing team. I do not see a lot of their dev team, which they do on purpose because they want to keep things close to the chest. But it's still a red flag for me to see a lot of promotion of something rather than a lot of discussion on how it works. Bitcoin, when it came out, it was like, here's how it works. Like they were like trying to convince everybody by showing how revolutionary the technology was. I love Bitcoin. Everything's in the white paper. You read it 4 or 5 times before you get it, and then you finally get it, and you're like, whoa, that's awesome. This I have not actually been they don't let anybody peer behind the curtain. And when they're asked about it, they say that. They say, I'm sorry, you cannot know. Which, if that's the case, WTP3 AI is not advanced enough to put into fruition what they're actually aiming to do, with full integration of the metaverse INFTs, to be able to have a bunch of them walking around and interacting with each other and yourself, is quite a difficult task. And I do not believe that WTP3, I don't know enough about it myself, but I've read that the technology isn't there, and they have gone into kind of a silence about that. So, but as far as the concept of the project, it is very, very cool. We'll watch one more video. I like to move it. Never mind. Let's check out a different one. We can check out a DGen Ape.
The future is coming. See you there. Powered by Ali the All.
And the way that you worked is you would train them. So you'd have a logical battle with it. It would say something like, social media is good for mankind. And you would have to take the counter argument, and you'd have to catch it in a fallacy. You'd say social media is bad for mankind. And they would say it connects people. And you would say it makes people more separate. And they would say it connects people by making them more separate. And you would say, that doesn't make any sense. How can you come closer while moving apart? And it would say, it would bug out for a second, and you'd pretty much be beta testing it. And you received a little bit of credits. You could see I've earned 5,384 credits, which is worth about, I think, $400 right now or so. But yeah, not bad for having paid about $250 for the asset, but cool idea. Really cool idea. And you can read their full white paper here too. I will also say that for a project that has such big plans, to make your website have so many graphics and so much going on is very taxing on my graphics card on my computer. And most people like me that are nerdy and into this kind of stuff are using their computers to mine. So I should, I have to shut my mining off when I'm coming to this website. Which I don't have to do when I'm watching YouTube. So this website is very taxing. So that was not a lot of forethought on their part. And I always like to think about, okay, what's the forethought going into this? But yeah, cool stuff. But anyway, I've talked for about an hour now, so I'm going to get off. But I appreciate you guys being here, and we will see you for class with Crypto Ralphie tomorrow night on tokenomics and how to research tokens. All right.
Thanks for being here, man.
Hey, have a great night, everybody.
You too.
Bye-bye.